Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 1988 cult classic comedy horror film Killer Klowns from Outer Space. So this hadn't gotten its notoriety until like 5 years ago, give or take. I've loved this movie way before 5 years ago when it became really popular. Universal Studios in California and Florida have done Killer Klowns gags and mazes for their like horror nights. The merchandising has been increasing over the years. Spirit Halloween has the brand new 2021, a full line of Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Costumes, masks, props, homeware, blankets. But Trick or Treat Studios has done Killer Klowns from Outer Space masks and costumes years ago. So it's getting popular, and I'm so happy that it's gaining that cult classic notoriety. That's the word I'm trying to think of. So this is exactly what the name is. Killer Klowns come from outer space. So their spaceship is this giant circus tent. It lands in this forest, which is near this like college town that has a college. It also has an amusement park. It's got a whole biker gang. Like, it's got a lot of stuff going on. And the head chief of police is out of town briefly. So you have two officers, one who's an idiot and one who's, recently out of the academy. One believes what's going on, one does not believe what's going on, but it's just a quest. You have the two brothers running their ice cream truck with the clown on it, but the killer clowns are kidnapping these people. They're causing mayhem. They're wrapping them in cotton candy so that way they can decompose inside their cocoons, and they put their straws in and they drink the liquids from the inside. That's their source of nutrients. But then there's a popcorn gun. There's like different little killer clowns that stem from the popcorn. You have Shorty, who's the little tiny clown who has his boxing gloves and he knocks some guy's head off. There's an animatronic of Shorty from Spirit Halloween this year, $220 something. It's just so popular now, but it failed miserably at the box office in the late 80s. So it's very interesting how that happens with cult classics. There was supposed to be a sequel, there wasn't supposed to be a sequel. There was supposed to be a TV show, there wasn't supposed to be a TV show. It's gone back and forth. At this point, I think Fox eventually owned the rights for Killer Klowns, and then Disney bought Fox, and then ever since Disney bought Fox, there's been absolutely no plans for any future projects in regards to Killer Klowns from Outer Space. But, of course, once Bob Chapek, of the CEO of Disney currently, who's made some very questionable choices in regards to the amusement parks, when he realizes how profitable the Killer Klowns franchise is, I'm sure to get more money, he'll make some kind of, I don't know, TV show for Hulu. That would be pretty neat. Yeah, so the good old thing about cult classic films is that they don't really become a cult classic until 10, 15, 20 years later. It's just very interesting that this very psychedelic and neon candy-filled film about killer clowns from outer space didn't get its due justice until close to 20 years later. I am so happy. I have been there for a long time. Came out 2 years before my birth, technically. I saw this late teens, I think, when I was in my late teens, so the late aughts, to give perspective on time frames. So maybe the 20th anniversary of it, give or take. But now we just approached the 30th anniversary in 2018. Yeah. Good times, Killer Klowns, wonderful circus music along. It's just a killer rock album too. Love this film. Love the props, and I'm very upset that the costuming of the masks and stuff, since they're all foam, clearly disintegrated over time. But it happens with foam. Foam is good for the moment, but it doesn't last. So we'll see. We'll see what happens next. Mucho mahalo.